Hi, this is Jason Rivas, and this is your HR Update. As a head of human resources for CharTech at our master MSP, ARC Technology, I'm getting a lot of feedback and questions about big topics that are important to us in our marketplaces. Today we're going to talk about how to have a strong culture with virtual employees. Now, while we're going through this, I empower you to take notes, to figure out how these things are impacting you, because this is a huge point of contention with a lot of companies out there that have a lot of people working from home offices. So let's dive into this. One thing to think about is from the get-go that culture is and always is about people. Whether it's the people in your brick and mortar or whether it's people working remotely from their home offices. It's always about people. So we need to find measures and ways of making sure people feel connected, that people feel respected, that they feel like they have this constant touch amongst individuals. Empower them to use tools, making sure they can do that. Empower them to have fun. But culture is always about people. It's not about our PSAs, it's not about our computers, it's not about our webcams, it's not about our clients. It's about the individual serving towards a collective goal. The next thing to think about is that culture is about how we work. See, a big thing I'm getting from executives and business owners is how do I really understand how to flex between expectations when people are doing their jobs? If an employee is being told the procedure says to do it this way and get the job done, but they do it this way and they still get the goals met, how do I make these two worlds exist? What I would tell an executive in that position is we have to remember that these are dynamic times. In these dynamic times, we're looking for very unusual events to being met with very consistent solutions. So if your techs or engineers are rethinking processes and it still works, empower them to reverse engineer it, figure out how they got there. Empower them to find out new ways of doing things. We've been doing a whole different way for years and years. One thing we've told people on and on is sometimes what got us here won't take us there, and there's no better time to remind people of that than now. Processes will change, how we do things will evolve, but that is the focus that we give people in today's environment is this is the time to change, this is the time to evolve, this is the time to become better than what we were when this started. So how we work is going to evolve just as much as what we're doing will also trend with it. Now, the other thing to think about is that tools are a conduit, but they're not a solution. Tools like Microsoft Teams, and I've said before, my team members are doing poker nights. You know, they'll all play poker together, and how I've been told that works is they have poker on their browser and they have Teams up over here so they can see people's reactions. And you know, as an HR person, I think, do I have an opinion about this? And I think most often no, it's that what they do in their own time is not my problem. It's neat that they're saying that because what I'm showing to you is they're using a tool as a way of communicating with one another, keeping a pipeline open. And a lot of our team members have connections with our customers and our clients. It wouldn't surprise me that some of these team members are constantly hit up by some of our clients seeking reassurance, seeking things, information that they wouldn't get out of a ticket. Right now, tools like Teams, tools like Slack are going to be powerful if you endorse the outcome being connectivity. If you promote the outcome of being open and connected, if you can do that, you'll see that the team members gravitate towards the usefulness of those tools, but they also go a step beyond. And if you hear people using tools like Teams for poker nights, don't lose yourself over it. Understand people are just trying to find a way of getting their balance, because I want you to think about this. All of us have been putting ourselves on a medicine ball. We're standing on a medicine ball, and this economy, this virus has created this imbalance, and we're all just trying to find our balance here. And if you could have a tool like Teams, and you could have a tool like a team member holding on to them, you're going to feel a little more secure. You'll feel like you can navigate this. So don't consequence them for reaching for something that might work. Instead, open a dialogue about why that's working. You may find a new solution within your level 1 tech or within one of your best sales pros that you didn't expect beforehand. So they're conduits, and treat them as such. Keep the free flow of information going back and forth, and you'll get a lot from it. The next thing to think about is instant messaging. Virtual employees are sending gifs at a ridiculously high rate. A statistic I saw a few days ago was gifs are now trending more than memes in messaging platforms like Teams or Skype. It doesn't surprise me. It's really easy to do. Heck, even I've done it. And with that, you empower people to do that. You know, and if you're having a daily huddle, empower people to say, hey, you know what, the best gift for the morning on how you're feeling wins a $5 gift card sent to them electronically, whatever it is, right? Or they can get off 5 minutes early, whatever it is, right? And what you'll find is people are now looking towards the Tiger King or the other type of things that are in the marketplace that you're going to go, man, that's kind of funny. And empower them to use their tools that way where you can actually get some of their psychology out. They're going to give you information, how they're feeling. If a person's throwing up a GIF like smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, and then Tiger King, you go, he's pretty jovial. But if it goes, smiley face, sad face, Undertaker, something, you're going to see the person's trending in the negative aspect. You can get in front of it. GIFs allow people to share things with video clips that they wouldn't necessarily do with spoken word or written word. So empower that. You'd be surprised how virtual employees really magnify the use of GIFs in messaging platforms. Now, I said before that Teams is being used for games, which is a good place to be. But the other thing to think about it, so is Zoom. So are a lot of these messaging platforms or video conferencing platforms, that allow people to connect with one another. Don't be afraid of hosting a CEO game night where everybody's playing Scrabble. That's a new thing to do. A lot of CEOs are doing that now. A lot of leaders, if you're a manager of a NOC or a service department, don't be afraid of hosting, we're doing Parcheesi, online Yahtzee with your team, and have some prizes that you can put in front of them. This is a great player. But the idea is, this is a time for you to show your humanity. Because remember, from the get-go, culture is always about people. So the more you can show the people side of you, while still maintaining professionalism, you'll see that you get a lot more for it. And finally, trust. Trust is a huge component of a strong culture. Confidence, holding on to information, distilling information correctly, all of these things are imperative to maintaining trust. It also means if you have to consequence an employee for doing something not well, poorly, against process that went badly, if you have to have a consequencing conversation with a team member, do it virtually, do it by video means, don't do it over the phone, but allow yourself to have this moment where you can apply the measure of consequence firmly, with confidence. This is what's happened. This is what's going on. This can't happen again. How did we get here? Remember, you're not trying to turn into a lecturous person. You're simply trying to turn into the chief educator, showing that this can't happen again, but here's the way out of it. And making sure you document those things. Because I'm telling you, even through consequence conversations, people can feel like they have a sense of trust with you. This is not a time for us to think of ways to assuage people's biggest fears, to push away all their biggest challenges. This is a time to confront them. This is a time to get in front of these things. And so by doing this, you want to make sure you're giving yourself the best benefit of the doubt and making sure your culture is strong. Because when everything comes back and we come back to restoration and our teams start to come back in our offices, we'll all feel so much better that we've treated people well. And that's one thing you can give to everybody. This is a time to treat each other with respect, with courtesy, with love and compassion. These are interesting times that we live in, and there's no greater time like the present to start if you're not doing these things. This is Jason Rivas, and this is your update.